everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is the show where we talk about the latest in pop culture and movie news. Thank you for tuning in, and happy Wednesday. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And hey, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. So sorry for the last minute. I feel like our movie bunch is always like,
They know to roll with the punches with us.
They're always, well, hopefully they're patient. And again, we're so sorry. There's a giant mess in our kitchen right now. Not because of anything bad happened, but we decided to get creative with dinner. And we decided we're going to try to cook an entire whole chicken, young chicken, like smaller chicken, in our crock pot. What we really didn't take into consideration was the size of the chicken versus our crock pot. We just kind of thought, oh yeah, it looks like it'll fit, forgetting about some of the other ingredients that we would be putting in there. So there was a lot of, he kind of had the raw chicken, so he couldn't touch anything else. And I was trying to put up what should have been yesterday's vlog. So there'll be 2 vlogs going up today on the channel.
So yeah, well, she was working on the vlog. I was like, Wendy, I need your help.
What? With my headphones, what?
And I was like trying to hold the chicken and like take some of the stuff out and then put it back in and try to shove it in there. Yeah. So we'll find out how it turns out.
Yeah.
In about 6 hours.
We will. Yeah. And if you follow the vlogs during Vlogmas, then you will see all that and more. And the vlog that should have been up yesterday, which will go up after this because I can't upload at the same time, or I'll break my new computer. Just don't want to overload it. Like I probably could. It's a high performing computer, but I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious and not upload while I'm live streaming at the same time. Plus, that'll probably affect
the live stream.
Yeah. So
very much. Yeah. We could lose you guys. So we don't want to do that. We want to be here being able to talk about the topics that we have for today.
Exactly. Which we are talking about. We're going to touch on Joe Manganiello's comment on Ben Affleck's Batman script,
which
the one that he worked on. And of course, we are talking about what you see in the banner below us, Spider-Man's seemingly stacked cast. Now, before we dive into it, just that kind of as a disclaimer, how would I say this? Just to know that, and we always say this during our live streams when we talk about, potential casting and things like that. These are reports, but they are just reports until we get confirmation from Disney/Marvel and or Sony. So, but it is a lot of fun to kind of talk about as fans. So we are going to dive into it, but just do know, have that in the back of your mind going in, that this information they are being reported, but they are not being confirmed by Disney, Marvel, or Sony.
Very true. But you know what? Just because they're not confirmed, that does not mean it's not true. Because look what happened to Ahsoka.
Yes.
Disney and Star Wars never confirmed that Rosario Dawson was going to be playing Ahsoka. And
Sony,
it was just everyone saying all of these things that she was playing Ahsoka, and they were like, "Hey, there she is."
Well, they didn't deny it at all, which kind of is, you can say, "Oh yeah, like it can be confirmed," but at the same time, if we had turned on The Mandalorian that day and it was a completely different actress, then you could just say, "Well, they never confirmed it."
Very
so
true.
I believe, though, in the report that I read, Sony did say these are just reports, so it's not a flat out like no, but it's
Sony
also
playing coy.
Well, they have to, because that's kind of the thing is as consumers and as audiences, like we want to know what's going on, and at the same time it's kind of like we want to be surprised, but we want to do both. So it's kind of like, we want to hear about all the information that potentially could happen and the surprise casting or the cameos or whatever, and at the same time it's kind of like, well, maybe I didn't want to know because I want to have that wow factor. You know?
Very true. You don't want it to be 100% confirmed because you want to still have. It's kind of like when they adapt a book into a movie. They change a few little things along the way just so people who are familiar with it aren't like, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen.
Yes, exactly that. And before we dive into our 2 topics for today, we have a super chat from Mr. Chris Mendez. Mr. Chris, aka Chris's Choice, aka, well, it's not aka, but as an aside, you will also hear Chris's name a lot in the vlog that's dropping today. And if you watch it, you will know why. So that'll go up as soon as probably 10-15 minutes after this live stream ends. So about 3:15-ish, it should be up by then. But Chris asks, and please participate if you are watching, whether you're watching live in the chat, put your answer in the chat, or if you're watching later, go ahead and put your answer to Chris's choice in the comment section below. We love reading them, and it's so much fun. Chris asks, which Disney character have you met the most, and who haven't you met yet that you would love to meet?
Well, actually,
We've met the most.
I'm thinking of like characters at the park.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah. Unless we met Darth Vader walking around on the street, which is possible.
Well, I mean, we live in LA, so when you go to Hollywood and Highland in that area, you can meet a Jack Sparrow and a Darth Vader, sometimes a Transformer, a really messed up looking Mickey. But which character have you met the most? Assuming, Chris, you are, I'm gonna just look in the chat to see if I missed anything from him. But assuming that this is in the park, it's got to be. Yeah,
that's what I was assuming too. It's like, and how many characters have we actually like taken pictures with? I would say right off the bat, Darth Vader. I mean, I remember when we went to the 24 Hours of Disney and we took pictures with Darth Vader. When they reopened the launch bay, we took pictures with Darth Vader, Kylo Ren, Rey, and Chewbacca. What other characters have we? When they had all of the Marvel characters, where the launch bay is now. I remember getting pictures with Thor. Captain America. I'm sorry. For some reason, I'm like, I'm just really kind of.
Do you want my coffee?
No, I'm good. Okay. But let's see. I'm trying to think of what other characters that we've taken pictures with, or we've been gone like, oh my gosh, we've got to go up and talk to them and meet them. I know we've done Woody a few times because when we've gone down to Toy Story, and I now call it Toy Story Land.
I was actually going to say for the most characters I've met, Mickey Mouse. Mickey, usually when we come in, Mickey's always if you walk into the Disneyland Main Street when you first come in and it's kind of that roundabout, he's always, if you're looking towards the castle, towards the right before you start your path down Main Street.
Yeah, a little past the Hall of Presidents.
Yes. Always, always, always there. And if the line is okay, then I'm always like, let's go and take a picture with Mickey. I actually have so many pictures with Mickey. And then second, I would say one of the Star Wars characters. I would say at this point, probably Kylo, because of how Galaxy's Edge is set up. He's kind of free roaming. So the Stormtroopers and Kylo Ren a lot.
We do bump into, I remember that one time that we bumped into Rey, and there was this little girl that was just like talking to her. And Rey couldn't get like a word in edgewise with this little girl. And she was okay with it. That Rey was just starting to just bust up laughing, that she was actually starting to crack character a little bit. And it was really, really cute to watch, just because it was a little girl dressed up in a Rey costume, and she was like, and did you know this, and remember that this happened, and she just kept on going and go, and this little girl was so adorable. And seeing people interact with Kylo Ren, when Chewbacca comes out, I love it when little kids just run up and like hug one of Chewbacca's legs, because they're too big to get around his waist.
What about ones that we haven't met that we'd love to meet? I have several.
I would love to meet the Rescue Rangers, because I know that they have
Chip and Dale.
They have like, what is it? They had a Gadget.
Gadget. You've never met Gadget ever?
I don't think I've ever met Gadget
in Florida.
When
I was a wee bit. When I was little.
Just a wee little one.
Just a wee Wendy.
I remember, I think it was for Halloween. They had all of these rare characters come out, and they stand right on the Main Street train station. And they had like Esmeralda. They had
she's rare. She's a rare sight. John Smith and Pocahontas as
John Smith and Pocahontas. And I love it when they bring out all of those not seen characters very often at Disneyland.
For me, I've only met him once, and I would love if they brought him out more. Rafiki. I've only met Rafiki once, also in Florida. Cinderella's Mice, also in Florida, when I was really, really young, that I don't even remember meeting them, but I do have a picture with them. Well, my mom has a picture with them. Gadget for sure. And I'm trying to think face characters too. Esmeralda. So I don't feel like we get to see her very often.
Oh, I remember when we went to go see like all the Frozen characters.
Oh yeah,
Anna and Elsa.
Anna and Elsa.
And we did the whole Samantha.
That was great. So let's take a look at what you guys are saying about meeting characters. Oh, Debbie also says, don't forget when you go to Times Square. I didn't know Times Square also had kind of the equivalent to Hollywood and Highland. I never noticed, but I've only been to New York a handful of times.
Yeah, it would make sense though that a place like Times Square that gets a lot of tourists.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of places to where you can dress up as any character you want and be out there and get pictures with tourists.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Make a good buck.
Mm-hmm. I am not much of a Disney fanboy, says David, but my favorite traditional Disney character has always been Pluto ever since I was a kid. Pluto's so cute.
Pluto is one of our friends' favorite characters. And and I love it. I think
he does. He loves Pluto.
Is so cute.
Pluto.
Always the good, faithful dog.
I want to meet Ian and Barley from Onward.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember seeing some pictures of their costumes.
Yeah, it looks really good. Star Drew says, I saw Mikey in Mikey's house. I met characters when I was a kid, says Debbie, but I don't remember. But I do remember meeting Chewie in Disney World.
Oh, and also seeing like Mike Wazowski.
That's why I've never met Mike Wazowski.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think.
Well, Mike and Sully, to see them together.
I've seen Sully. I don't remember Mike. And I feel like I would remember because that's a very iconic costume where it's just one giant eye staring at you, you know? I wonder.
That's the thing, to sit down and imagine, think of all the different, just if they had just one costume of each character that they've ever had out in the park, that is so many costumes.
Yes.
I mean, that alone would take up a warehouse from all of the different heads that they have for the different characters.
Yeah.
From all of the different, because a lot of those costumes are big. I mean, like Sully.
Yeah, you can't just hang them in the closet and close because there's paws that go inside to make the body shaped like it's supposed to be shaped as you would see in the animation. And also, it's not just one costume. They have multiples because, Agva rule, and I don't know if costume characters in Disney are Agva. I want to say no, but I don't know for sure because I've actually never worked at Disney. But if they are contracted under Agva, then they can't share costumes on the same day as performers. So if you have 3 performers, say, for example, coming in to be Pluto, then they each get their own Pluto heads and hands and feet and bodies.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Sounds weird, but you're not technically supposed to share like at all. It's very much against the union rules. At least that's the case with my experience with the theme parks I've worked at.
Yeah, especially with like the Minions that you had.
Yeah, there was no sharing.
There was no sharing.
You get one for the whole day, and then when you're done, it gets put away and completely sanitized. And this was all pre-COVID. Take sanitizing very, very seriously when it comes to those costumes. Okay. Thank you so much, Chris, for this awesome, fun character. Man, now I'm going to think about what characters I haven't met.
Yeah. And now we're kind of like, let's get like a collection going of different pictures.
The Stepsisters. They would be so fun to meet.
Actually, we have met them.
We have?
I remember walking down.
Anastasia?
Those steps? I thought you were talking about Cinderella. The Cinderella
steps. One of them is Anastasia.
Oh, yeah.
And
sorry. But when we were walking down past
I can't remember the other one's name.
Past the Small World once, right there by the map show that they have.
The map show.
They were just about ready to go in, and they were like just bantering back and forth and having this one. I think it was just like a group of little kids that they were just entertaining, and it looks like they were entertaining themselves more than they were.
Look, when you play a more mischievous character, I don't want to say villain, but like, because I don't you can put them as villains, but they're also like, they're a little bit, they're mischievous or obviously not nice to Cinderella, but you can I say that lightly, get away with a little bit more because your character is kind of mean.
Yeah.
Like the evil queen, mean. Maleficent, mean. Evil stepmother, mean.
Yeah.
Jafar, and the only person that I met that's technically a villain that wasn't mean but was very sassy and awesome was Dr. Felicia.
Oh,
he
I've seen
had all the sass.
That's got to be a fun character to be too. Dr. Felicia,
So
you had to
good.
play all of those characters that are either villains or mischievous good guys. Kind of like, I think you can get a lot away with a lot with Stitch too.
Yeah, so cute.
Because one, he's cute, and two, he is mischievous.
Mischievous, yes, very, very cute. Oh, speaking of mischievous, here comes Mischievous. You want to come over?
Come here, Navi. She's like, there's too many wires all over the place. Over here. You want to come
I don't
up?
think she...
Okay. And up skis to say hi to
Special
everyone.
appearance from Navi. She got groomed, so she looks nice and clinks up her eyes.
Oh, does she have some eye gunkies?
Yeah, a little bit. I also saw an interesting question. This one from Delansky. I want to save this for later, but if Maguire and Garfield do appear, do you think they'll be wearing their original Spidey suits or upgraded ones? We're going to hold our answers until we get to that topic, so hopefully you will stay tuned.
Yeah, because that's pretty much our main topic.
That's our main topic
for today. Is that we're going to just be diving into all of this Spider-Man 3, Sony, Marvel.
Yeah.
Goodness.
There's one from Amr. All right, Amr asks, do they hire mostly actors for these Disney characters, or anyone can become one? I would say I would answer yes to both.
Yeah.
They typically... They don't just hire on paper and they look at your resume. They hold an audition to check out your size. So the costume doesn't fit you. You have to fit the costume. So my height is that magic height where I fit almost everything. I think I'm a little too tall for Minnie.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, but I can definitely be a Mickey. I can be one of the chipmunks. I can probably do Stitch. Donald, maybe not Donald. I think Donald's a little bit taller. Maybe Daisy. Any of that like smaller height, I could probably do. Anything taller like Pluto, Goofy, anybody like that. That's I don't reach. Dustin could.
Yeah, there's two big things that they really do look for. And true, if you have no acting experience and you go in there and you can do it and you're the right height, they'll hire you.
They'll hire you and they'll train you.
They'll train you. But what they do is, they look to see if you fit the costumes. And then they're like, okay, well, let's see.
So you don't put on the
mannerisms.
costume, by the way. They just measure you because they know what they need.
Well, I know for Universal, what they
not on the first day.
Well, they did for me.
What?
I remember. Okay, so I went to a masked call for Universal Studios. The first thing that they did is test your mannerisms to say, okay, here's some music. We want you to dance like this person, or we want you to move like this person, or we want
your movement.
They want to see how well you can move. Then what they do is they take your measurements, and if you happen to fit into one of the categories, they will move you to another place. Like, hey, let's just try on this costume. We liked, like, if you didn't make the dance cut, then you just left. And they're like, sorry.
They do a first cut.
Do a first cut.
And obviously all auditions vary from auditions. Like not every audition is exactly the same, but what you can expect typically at a costume character audition would be movement. So if you're like very shy about moving, may not be the thing for you, or just break out of your shell because no one's going to see this anyways.
And no one's going to, they want to see if you can be big, if you can be animated, because these are safe. And safe.
You don't want to do this and hit a kid in the face.
Smack.
Yeah, that's a no.
But that's pretty much the process. And if you have an acting background, you usually have a leg up because that's exactly what they're looking for. They're looking for if you can control your movement. You can
communicate through your movement. So that's always been like character work, mask work has always been super fun for me. Like I had such a great time. If just like my body just couldn't handle the stress of it for much longer, because I did it for like 3.5 years or something like that. And at one point I was just like, I think I'm done. I think I can't. Well, I mean, I also got a better job offer. But at the same time, it was I knew that it was time to start venturing to something else because my body was breaking. So there's your long-winded answer on can anyone become a costume character at a park. The answer is anyone can audition. Anyone can try an audition. And if you don't have experience, don't let that stop you because they will train you. Just, I would say if that's something you really want to do, go to the parks and watch their interaction. Because there's some very iconic poses. Mickey's always got the, kind of like the bow tie thing, and Minnie is a little bit more like cutesy. So anyways, we have another super chat from Marvin Martin. Thank you so much, Marvin.
Woo.
Marvin writes, we idolize a superhero that is part spider as long as he looks fully human. If a man spider shows up in the future, I doubt he'll get much love.
I'm pretty
Ew,
sure.
man spider. No, I got that image. Just like a man and like spider arms.
Well, because there was an episode. There's certain comics of Spider-Man and also in the cartoons to where in different iterations, there's different reasons for it happening. But one of the things is that, yeah, he starts to transform into a spider. The first thing that happens is that he grows 4 more arms. And then he starts to actually start taking on the shape. He starts growing hairs. He actually has extra eyes that pop up. And then it's just, yeah, slowly and slowly starts to become more and more spider-like.
No, thank you.
And if I'm not mistaken, this was either an episode or a comic that had Kraven the Hunter in it. And they actually had to hire or ask Kraven's help to hunt down the man spider.
Wow.
And it's a really interesting...
Does he hunt him down with a giant can of Raid? Just push down on the little...
Just like, carrying around this big old barrel of Raid.
Oh, it's probably the worst way to die.
Just because of the way he looked, ways to die. He didn't get... Man Spider just did not get much love, unfortunately.
Spider-Man, though.
Spider-Man, oh yeah. Spider-Man is many people's favorite.
You got a cool, flashy suit. You get a cute little love story. You know, you get like little sounds. Get a video game, a couple of movies, comic books, TV shows. It's fantastic.
Tons of movies.
Tons of movies. All right, shall we move on to our main... Ronnie says, ew. Whenever I see ew now, I think Schitt's Creek. Ew, David.
Ew, David.
Love it. Okay, so before we jump into our first topic, we're not going to spend too much time on this. I just thought it was an interesting read. There was an article on Sci-Fi regarding this. If you enjoy our live stream, if you're enjoying our topics and our conversation so far, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Really helps us out a lot here on YouTube. And if you would like to continue to join us on our live streams and various videos, such as daily vlogs for Vlogmas, movie reviews and reactions, and more, click that subscribe button. Subscribe when we get, videos as much as we can in a week. We try to do it every day. Sometimes we don't. But during Vlogmas, you will get a video every day except for yesterday. So thank you for doing that. And let's talk
about
our
Mandalorian reaction.
Yeah. Oh
We've only got 2 more left.
No. We should watch. We should try to watch it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We should try to watch it just so to save me on editing. Because otherwise it's a lot of time.
No, that makes sense.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Oh, sorry. You just clicked on the wrong one.
Okay, so let's talk about the Joe Manganiello's comment on Ben Affleck's Batman script. We all know that he was writing a Batman script. We all know that he's a huge Batman fan.
That he actually owns a Bat Cave.
Yes, and Sci-Fi Wire has this awesome article up. If you want to go ahead and take a read, I can actually link it if you want to check it out here. Oh
yeah, if you want to get all of the information that we get as well.
So you have context.
Yep.
There you go. It is in the chat, so you guys can check it out. But he says that the quote, the vision that Ben Affleck had for his Batman script was, quote, really cool, really dark, and really hard, and that is directly from Joe Manganiello, who would have played Deathstroke.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to find the part where he here we go. Okay. So, and I'm just going to go ahead and read directly from the article. So this went deeper. This script went deeper in the psychological, taking inspiration from David Fincher's 1997 film, The Game. And according to Manganiello, Ben Affleck's take would have put Batman in a similar scenario as to The Game, and where Deathstroke would have stripped Bruce Wayne of everything he holds dear and destroyed his status in Gotham as Gotham's favorite son and vigilante savior, end quote. There were similarities to The Game. It was a really dark story in which Deathstroke was like a shark or a horror movie villain that was dismantling Bruce's life from the inside out. Nice. It was this systemic thing. He killed everyone close to Bruce, and destroyed his life to try to make him suffer because he felt that Bruce was responsible for something that happened to him. So obviously this may not be a script that we will see. I don't know if it's likely that we will get to see that.
Nope.
Which is unfortunate because it is very, very dark. It sounds very, very dark, and a part of me it's very curious about how this would have played in theaters, how this would have played to the audience and the fans.
Yeah.
What do you think of like a super dark story like that?
Honestly, when I first heard that Ben Affleck was going to write, direct, and star in the Batman, I thought that was I was so excited to see it. I knew he was talking about it was going to be dark, and I really wanted to see it, and I was so bummed when the news came out that he was like, you know what? Nope. I'm done. I'm not dealing with any of this more drama that's going on. And he just backed out of Batman and also doing the Batman movie and all the things that
he was having some in his personal life as well.
Yeah. And there was also a whole bunch of other issues that were going on. But I was so sad because this sounded like an amazing Batman story.
Just to hear it now, out of the mouth of someone else who got to read a little, or got to either read a little bit of it or just had talked about it with him. I don't know. But it sounds like a really interesting angle.
Yes.
To have Deathstroke on film.
There's got to be
so cool.
Something that's so sad, especially like if you are Joe Manganiello and you're looking at the script and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the Batman I have been dreaming of. This is the Batman that I want to be a part of. And I get to be Deathstroke. I'm the one who's causing all of this in Batman's life. So, you little bugger. You little bugger.
What is it? There. Now she's going to sit with us.
Now you're going to sit with us there. She's like, yay, this is what I wanted. And all of a sudden for it to go, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then all of a sudden it doesn't. You got to be like, no.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a part of this. I wanted to do this so bad. And yeah, there's just got to be, I'd love to talk to Joe Manganiello for a little bit about what was more contained in it.
He wouldn't be able to tell you.
No, yeah, true.
I'm sure there was some sort of a little bit of an NDA, even if the movie won't be made, it's still not like his thing to talk about. Like he can comment a little bit on it, but as you can see, he even in an interview, it's like, he's still being a little coy about it.
Yeah, true.
Which is like a respectful thing to do because it's not his script. But I think he's just kind of sharing that, like, this would have been exciting. Or, like, look at this cool, dark angle that we would have gotten in this film.
Honestly, that doesn't also mean that this script can't kind of resurface. And they can take
10 years later, we'll get this.
Well, maybe it's something that they could do with the Batman, with Robert Pattinson. Pattinson. With Battinson's Batman, and have this be like the second or third movie that takes place, because this is right after year one, or is it? It's in his second year.
I was going to say he's like brand new into his second year.
You can talk about something that he did in his first year that affected Deathstroke, or is the reason why Deathstroke is the way he is now, kind of a thing. Kind of like, a Joker origin story,
Ooh.
that originally Batman was the one who dropped him into the vat of chemicals, kind of thing.
Interesting.
So I think there's still growth for this. It's still possible to see Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke.
Say never.
Never in Hollywood.
Never say never. You never know. I just think maybe the timing wasn't right.
Yeah. You want to know what made me a little sad? That when I just thought about it, I was like, oh, we could do something like a Superman the death of Superman, what happened, like that Schnepp did.
Yeah.
But do it as the Batman. What happened?
Oh, that does make
if
me
Schnepp
sad.
was still around, he could dig into it and
it.
Find out what kind of movie we would have gotten.
Miss you, Schnepp. We also have, this is a follow-up comment from Marvin, who writes, we need to, thank you for your super chat, by the way, Marvin. We need to set Man Spider up with Hawkins' sister, Shape of Web. He needs love too.
Yes,
everybody needs a little bit of love.
I think that would be an awesome thing to throw into a Spider-Man movie, kind of a thing. And, with the direction that they might be going in, you could pull that off. You could have a little bit of we'll talk about it when we get into our main topic.
Which is right now.
Who will
we see in Spider-Man 3? And again, just to remind you guys, these reports, they have not been confirmed, or the news have not been confirmed by, like Marvel, Disney, Sony. But as fans, we sure like to talk about it and hear about it. So Spider-Man 3, who is coming back? We know the original cast is returning.
Yep.
Zendaya will be back. Tom Holland will be back. Marissa Tomei will be back as Aunt May. I'm not sure about Happy. I haven't
Oh,
heard anything about
yeah.
Happy. I would love to see him back just because I like that sort of a dynamic that he has with Peter and a
Mhm.
little bit of that awkwardness he has, with Aunt May. Love to see him back. Not sure if that's going to happen or
I don't
not.
know if that's also possible because right now he is so busy with the Star Wars franchise that unless it was kind of like, hey, we're going to have you just come in for this one day, bada bing, bada boom, you're out.
Well, he can do a Zoom thing if they're going like bi-coast and be like, hey, Peter. I'm not saying they were in a pandemic. He could just be because he's Happy Hogan. So he's like busy somewhere and he could just like Zoom to Peter or do a FaceTime or something. And then, he can do it there while he's on the set of The Mandalorian. They have all the cameras.
Yeah, no, that's true. They would be able to film it.
I don't know if that's allowed, but if it is, like, I don't think it'd be hard to arrange if it's that way. But otherwise, I think you're right with traveling and stuff like that during a pandemic and being as busy as he is already. Not sure, but we would miss him if he wasn't back.
Very true.
We also know that Benedict Cumberbatch will appear as Doctor Strange. Awesome. We don't know if it's like beginning to the end of the film. We don't know if it's just a small bit. I would love to have Doctor Strange be a bigger part because really would love, and again, we don't know if this is possible, but like the possibility of multiverse and jumping timelines and things like that would be so freaking fantastic, which leads us to who is coming back in this film. We already heard about Jamie Foxx, who is reprising his role as Electro. And now we just heard that Alfred Molina is coming back as Doc Ock, which
is awesome.
Did not expect to hear that.
No.
At all. So now we also are hearing that I'm trying to find the oh no, I lost my spot in the article that I'm looking at.
No.
Well, we heard that Emma Stone and Kirsten Dunst will be back as Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane respectively. I wonder though, and then we might as well say as well Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as their respective Spider-Mans. So which really makes me think that Tom Holland's Spider-Man, his Peter Parker, will maybe jump to different, like the whole Spider-Verse thing's gonna happen.
Yes.
And he'll get to meet either he's gonna kind of like look in and see, because if you see another, like, you don't want to mess up that timeline, and you know how it like the Ancient One kind of warned about that, put things back, you don't want to affect it because then you create all this other timelines and things like that. They talk about that.
That's the thing. Is it time travel that they're doing?
Or is it universe travel?
Or is it, going to a different alternate universe?
Then that's a little bit different, right?
And there also could be a play on the fact that now that the Infinity Stones are broken, or there was all of this stuff that went wrong with the Infinity Stones, this is now happening. And somehow Spider-Man accidentally gets pulled in to what Doctor Strange is doing. Like there is some kind of, and I think that there are a lot of times when Spider-Man just happens to be at like the wrong place at the wrong time, or the right place at the right time, however you want to look at it, kind of a thing. And he gets sucked into all of these different alternate universes. So I'm curious on how they're going to be handling this.
Yes.
Is it Peter that's traveling through all the alternate universe, or are they coming to his universe?
Oh, interesting. For a big bad fight? For a big bad fight,
kind of like what they did.
Spider-Man Assemble.
Which would be awesome. And then you know what? They really could throw in some other Spider-Man too. They could throw in a Gwen Stacy. They could throw in a Spider-Man.
A live action Gwen Stacy cameo. Whoa.
I think that'd be awesome.
So I mean, we can speculate, and Joel here says it too in the chat, that maybe she'll come back not as Gwen Stacy, but more Spider-Gwen. And I don't know how they're going to play that because if you saw the Amazing Spider-Man, it's the second one, you know what happens to Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
If you read the comics, you also know what happens to Gwen Stacy. Did you have an epiphany?
I just had an epiphany.
Epiphany. What did I say?
An epiphany.
That's not a word.
Close enough.
I'm so sorry.
I knew what you meant. This would be a really good moment to where if Peter Parker, what's his name? Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
Comes back.
Okay.
And Gwen Stacy in his reality did die, or what happened in his universe. But then Spider-Gwen comes back, and it is Emma Stone.
Yes.
And he just loses his mind. He's like, but you died. And she's like, but in my reality, you died.
Oh, dang.
And I'm the one with the powers.
Whoa.
And there is just this moment of them, just both of them kind of losing their minds over the fact that they both loved each other in their respective universes, seeing each other die. And I'm trying to remember how Peter Parker died in the Spider-Gwen comics. It was very similar. It was very similar to what happened with, no, I think he was doing, he was Lizard. Or he did something to where he was taking a serum, he turned bad, she had to fight him, and he ends up dying.
Okay. In
the process. I think that's what happened in one of the comic books. I have to look back.
Interesting.
But to have them meet, I think would be an amazing moment in the Spider-Man movie. However, remember, the more Spider-Man you kind of throw in, the more it's going to kind of take away from Tom Holland.
Right.
And that's the story that you really want to focus on. But to have these, I think you have a great opportunity. And to hint, I don't think they're going to have Venom. I think there was something in there that said Venom is not in this.
I think I read that somewhere as well.
But to hint that he is, to give a glimpse that what
somebody
he is.
Just say the word Venom.
If Spider-Man, if there's a moment to where you have, you know, in the first Doctor Strange movie, when he's flying through the multiverse, you could have Tom Holland flying through the different reality of the multiverse, and you could have this image of Man-Spider.
Yeah.
You could have this. There's the possibilities are endless.
The possibilities are endless, and again, also speculations are also endless, which is what we're all doing right now. It's just speculation because we don't know in what capacity any of these actors. What kind of role they're going to have, how much screen time they're all going to have. We don't know. But again, it's so fun to speculate. We also read that Michelle Pfeiffer will also be added to the cast. Again, this is reported but not confirmed by Disney, Marvel, Sony. But if she comes back, she played Janet, and you saw her in Ant-Man and the Wasp, then they could potentially dive into a little bit of like quantum reality travel, things like that. So like, this is sounding so interesting to me. And then to go back to Dill's question from earlier, when we do see Peter Parker, when we do see Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire appear in the movie, will be wearing their original suits. Now, if they do choose to put the other two Peter Parkers into Spider-Man suits, I think it should be whatever the latest version they had in their own respective movies.
Yes.
Because I think that's what we want to see. Like, I remember seeing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man for the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at the suit, look at this, look at that. It looks so cool. So I don't want them to modernize it too much. I think that's what kind of like makes it really cool is to see 3 generations sort of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Fighting together on screen, if that's what they choose to do. Now, we can also possibly not see the other 2 don their Spider-Man suits at all, and they can just be all 3 Peter Parkers having a conversation.
I want to have that one moment to where all the Spider-Men are like pointing at
like
each other.
Meme?
You did, yeah, like the meme. I think that'd be
funny.
Hilarious. But the thing is, though, I remember in the chat someone did mention. Please correct me. I mean, say your name because I can't find the comment. But I completely forgot it.
What did it? Do you remember what it was talking about?
Never mind. I'll find it later.
You don't remember what it was talking about?
My mind just all of a sudden went blank. My apologies.
Okay.
As soon as I find it, I will go back and be like, oh, that's an awesome. No, that was the comment kind of thing. But for right now, let's continue. We have a super chat.
We do. Okay, I was going to go to something else first.
Oh,
that's
sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Marvin, thank you so much for your super chat. Marvin writes, what spider suit do you want to see in the multiverse?
Oh.
Can we pick from the PS4 game?
I think we can pick from anything that we've seen. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Spider-Punk in there because that's really
what I
cool
was going
costume
to say.
with that spiked mohawk going down the center.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think that I would love to see 100%. What would you guys want to see? What if you got to pick which spider suits would you want to see in the multiverse? Imagine having like 20 Spider-Mans and all the suits, just all the suits. That would be really great. And I think Debbie had a comment as well. And she asks, could this set up Secret Wars down the line?
That is actually something that I was thinking about, that they really could set. I think I mentioned that in a couple live streams ago when we were talking about Spider-Man in the multiverse is the fact that, yeah, they really could do Secret Wars and they can bring back so many characters. When you start doing different realities, it leaves the door wide open for you to do pretty much anything you want in your cinematic universe. And I think that is so much fun that we're finally getting to this point with superhero movies where that's going to be acceptable, where that is going to be, hey, this is actually something we want to see. We've built up to this point now. And now we're able to just go nuts with all of the different Spider-Man. Honestly, back to Marvin's question too, about what suit. I would love to see a live action of Spider-Man Noir.
Ooh.
I think that would be really cool. And if you could get Nicolas Cage to do to be in the whole getup, I think that'd be awesome.
That would be really, really, really fun. Let's see. And David also says, commented from the chat here, this is all leading up to the Sinister Six.
Very true. And also, we still have Morbius.
Yes.
Out there somewhere. Somehow that's going to connect in to all of this, which is going to be really fun.
Oh, we didn't talk about this. I forgot. It was all over Twitter for a little bit. But I think Charlie Cox himself kind of squashed it, but I don't know. I'd love to see it. That the rumor was that Daredevil would show up in this, but and it would be Charlie Cox. But then he in this other article that I'm reading about, he himself is like saying that he's not involved in it. And usually when an actor says I'm not involved, they're like,
then they're really not involved.
That's a pretty bold statement. It's just be like, no, he's not trying to play a coy. That's like a straight up no. So, which makes me sad because I think then to have the possibility, and this is again, it's so broad and it's so expansive, and if you're not careful, you can get real messy with the movie and the storyline, and it gets too convoluted and too crowded. But if Daredevil showed up, could have set up for like a Spider-Man later down the line meeting and like versus Kingpin. That
would be cool.
And I don't want to see anybody else but Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't want to see anyone else but him.
But also,
did you find the comment?
No, Marvin Martin earlier before his super chat also talked about Madam Web. And I'm like, that's amazing. Wow. I would love to see that. That would open the door for this. And also just because they're mentioning some people, that doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of other characters that that they're not talking about. Yeah. Because there's no actor attached to it. It's the first time that this character is going to be brought in to the Spider-Man universe. So I still think we could see a ton more. I'm very curious on which direction and which characters they're going to decide to bring in.
It's just so exciting to think about the possibility of seeing all three Peter Parkers on one screen at the same time, to see Gwen Stacy or possibly a Spider-Gwen, to see Mary Jane all over. Like that would be really cool. And then as far as what kind of suits you guys would want to see, I'm seeing comments like the 2099 or Scarlet Spider, the Noir Spider-Man suit. Yeah, this would be, and Jack says, oh yes, imagine if J. Jonah Jameson made a cameo. Well, he technically was in that was it the mid-credit scene, right?
Yeah, it was the mid-credit scene, because the post-credit scene was something else, I
don't even remember it at this point because it's been so long since I've seen the movie. But I also like I don't feel like anyone else should play J. Jonah Jameson other than J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons did such an amazing job. I mean, honestly.
But when we see J.K. Simmons on screen sometimes when he's in a new movie or when he shows up, we're like, hey, and we say J. Jonah Jameson and we don't say J.K. Simmons.
Nope, that's very true.
J. Jonah Jameson. Yeah, it's really, really awesome. And then Star Drew is saying Bruce Campbell be Mysterio again would be amazing. Wow, imagine that. Yeah, there's seriously so many different possibilities, so much we can speculate. But again, it's only speculation until any of this is confirmed and or until we see the movie for ourselves.
Very true.
Which I try not to create too much of like my own fan version in my head, because then I think you're setting yourself up for like, I'm not the one that's making the film.
No,
this is this director's film. This is so and so script. So it's not like I can, just because a fan wants it that way, and if of course it's going to make sense in my head this way because it's in my head.
True.
Not necessarily what we see on screen. So I just want to make sure to remind myself to be open to whatever it is that they show me, and not be like, well, it's not what I wanted, so I hate it. I don't want it to be like that, because I'm taking the joy out of watching the whole movie out. So
yeah, and that's just the thing, when it comes down to I think I've ruined a lot of movies for myself.
Oh no,
doing that, going, oh my gosh, we're gonna see this and this is gonna happen,
and then they don't show up,
and then it's not the exact way that I want it,
right?
And since it's not the exact way, I'm like a little disappointed,
yeah,
and I'm like, but yet going back and watching it again, I still love it. Yeah, I would still be like, if I didn't have those expectations.
Interesting.
Marvin.
Where
House of M.
House of M.
Oh, I would love to see House of M. That's such an amazing comic book. But I think that would be more of what they might do after WandaVision.
Yes.
Because they still need to develop Wanda's character a little bit more. They still need to bring in mutants and the X-Men. So I think there's still going to be some time before House of M.
Yeah.
Because that's really where that's what everything revolves around. Is
I feel like there's
what
there's
happened
a setup
to
for it for sure. I feel like
Wanda.
there's some sort of a setup for it. Again, Marvel has their everything mapped out already. The only bump in the road right now is this pandemic, and they just have to shift the release time of everything. And I think they're doing a really good job so far, and I think we should just, strap in and get ready for a fun ride, because this just sounds like so much fun. Like I've always thought it would be fun to kind of have Spider-Man travel to either timelines or different universes and kind of meet the other respective Spider-Men. And now we might possibly see it. We might possibly see it.
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. God, this is going to be so much fun. This is going to be what, 2022?
And if you're going to do a character dump, Spider-Man is actually the good one to do it in, because Spider-Man has had a lot of interactions with the X-Men, with Wolverine. He's had a lot of interactions with the Fantastic Four. So it's good to kind of bring in all of these different characters through Spider-Man, because since he's one of the most popular, I would say, out of all of the different.
Wait, which one?
Spider-Man.
The least favorite?
Most favorite.
Oh, I was like, what?
Since Spider-Man
what
is
universe
one
do you
of
live
the
in?
most favorite, he is definitely within like the top 5 most well-known comic book characters of all times. Right up there, with Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. Definitely he's in the top 5.
Yeah.
So to bring in these characters through something that is already super popular is usually a pretty smart way to be able to introduce your characters and also not have to tell another origin story.
Yes.
Have the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, and the entire crew already the Fantastic Four in a different reality, and they get pulled into this one, or somehow they're already established.
I feel bad they keep having to remake Fantastic Four films.
I know. I feel so bad.
When we get another one, it'll be like a third cast.
No. Well, technically, if you want to think about it, it's the fourth cast. Because that first movie never got shown.
The one before, what's his face?
Before,
and Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
And Chris
Before
Evans.
that group, because there was that one that the prosthetics on the thing actually looked surprisingly good.
On the one that was never shown?
The one that was never shown, to where you're like, that's...
I don't think I've seen that.
But apparently,
I've seen pictures.
That's where all of their money went. Everything else was terrible. But also, because then you have the cast that did the 2 movies with Chris Evans, and then you have the newest one that was Fantastic.
Before we go, Joel says, have you guys seen the set photos of Haley Steinfeld on her as Kate Bishop? So we're not gonna pop it up on the screen because it's like a set photo, like not an authorized photo, but we will look it up real quick.
But that also, and they're also now just the way that Marvel is expanding their universe with Kate Bishop, with bringing in.
Oh, is this it?
Oh,
she looks good. Okay.
That looks pretty cool.
Oh,
The way they're expanding, the Hawkeye universe.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love to see
Oh,
that they are
really true to the comic. It looks like.
I love the purple in the suit.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks really good.
Nice. Okay.
That's a pretty cool looking bow too.
Yeah.
It's like one of those,
Sick.
the one that Hawkeye had when he pops out. I'm like, yes.
I feel like that Jason Momoa meme with the chair, how he's like walking and like opens up that foldable chair, sets it down, sits in it. That could be like Big Kate Bishop, like.
Just a whole unfolding bow. That I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Lamont Smalls here with a super chat. Thank you, Lamont. Lamont writes, do you think we'll have a holiday movie special? Sorry, let me read that over. Do you think we'll have I want to say holiday special immediately because I feel like my brain's trained in on it. Do you think we'll have a holiday movie season in 2021 since a summer movie season seems skeptical now?
Oh, no, that is a good point.
Very likely. I feel like that's likely. That's likely. I feel like obviously summer, it's the big summer blockbuster, Fast and Furious, superhero movies,
action
films and things like that. But then where would you put those though? Because it for me, and maybe it's because that's just how the trend's been for so many years. And that's how movies that's very popular in the summer season. I feel like in the winter time, like I'm not in the mood for a action-packed like movie season, like blockbusters. Like I want more of like cutesy Christmas films, obviously, maybe like a fantasy film, like Lord of the Rings type of deal.
Oh yeah.
Or horror movies.
In Christmas?
Yeah. Because it's cold and you have your blanket and it gets dark earlier. Yeah.
Honestly, you're right. It really does depend. Since it's, 2021, we're gonna most likely have the vaccine, but exactly when it's going to be fully distributed, we're not 100% sure. From what I've heard, there's been some hiccups in the road. Some people that they have been giving the vaccine to in the UK have had some
allergic reaction. Like 2 people got some allergic reaction, which is like not unheard of when it comes to vaccines. Like don't people react sometimes to the flu vaccine?
Yes.
Sometimes. You and I didn't.
No. Well, and that's the thing. You want to keep those numbers really small. And right now, they've only given it to a small amount of people.
Oh, I see. So not intentionally keeping it small, but you want to make sure that not everybody's having a bad reaction.
Exactly. Well, if you give it to 100 people and 2 people,
2% then.
That's 2%. That is, but when you bump that up, if you have it at that 2% and you bump it up to now 1 billion, that is a huge number. So it's one of those things that they're gonna, so I'm assuming they were saying May is when things could possibly get back to normal.
Oh, wow.
But May is right smack in the middle.
But they also said
that's when
and I just read this, and I didn't finish reading it before because we had to do this, but they said that people who have received the vaccine, it may mean that they are less likely to catch the virus, but they're not sure if they can still be contagious and like pass it on to other people. Like that's what I read. So that they should still, for the time being, until everybody has received a vaccine, then like continue to like distance and wear masks and stuff like that.
Lamont, I think that is actually a very good point. That most likely the movie going season, the summer blockbuster season, we're gonna miss it by that much, I think.
So what? We'll just do it late. We'll do
to make up for it. Yeah. All of those movies that were scheduled to come out in summer of 2021 is probably going to get pushed back to fall.
I'm okay with fall.
It's going to get pushed back in to Christmas time. If everything is like, hey, we're now good to go. Everyone's like, movies. Let's get out of the house. Let's go watch movies. Let's go out to dinner.
Can't wait. I am less excited about like dining at a restaurant and or like outdoor dining, because that's for me it's I think I've in this whole year, the one thing I really don't miss is like, let's go out and have like, go find parking, go get dinner. By the time you sit down, you're a little grumpy because parking cost you $17 because it's in LA. I do miss being able to go to like a cute little cafe with friends and sit down and just like have a conversation. I do miss that aspect of it, but I miss more than anything else, aside from hugging people, and like actually seeing my friends, because I haven't seen them in person all year, is going to the movie theater and not worrying about if there's going to be a person sitting too close to me.
No, that's true. And there's going to be a balancing act for a lot of these different companies too, for a lot of these different theaters, and is to be like, okay, how do we entice people to come back to come see the movies and also make it so it outweighs staying at home kind of thing. So there's a lot of cool things. Yeah, you get to go into the movie theaters, you get to have popcorn, you can be with your friends, but yeah, there's still, you have to drive there. There's going to be people are going to be like, you know, I'm so used to being at home now. I like being in my pajamas.
Also, a lot of people aren't making money, you know, like a lot of people are furloughed or lost their jobs, and, you know, like they have to recover from that. So movie may not be their top priority because it's still going to be expensive to see a movie. So, but I think it's
all speculation at this point.
It's possible that we see a holiday season movie bump as opposed to like the summer blockbuster season bump.
Yep.
And we have another super chat for you guys. Are awesome. Thank you so much, Ronnie. Ronnie says Patty has confirmed Wonder Woman 1984 has post-credit scenes.
Yes.
Does that set it up for Wonder Woman 3?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know why they wouldn't do a Wonder Woman 3. I mean, honestly, that is I mean, there was no doubt that Wonder Woman 1984 was going to do well.
I have to get something. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, bye.
You talk. I just
saw
a moment. I remembered something.
But that is one of the big things too, is the fact that there really wasn't going to be a doubt on how well Wonder Woman was going to perform. So having it to have end credit scenes and tease us with
Did they see it? Did I spoil it?
No, you didn't. Okay. You did not spoil it at all. But yeah, trying to open that thing's a little difficult though. Okay, but I have to admit, it is super cool. We have something incredibly awesome that we got from one of our movie bunch. Chris, you are awesome. You are amazing. We played with this thing forever when we got it, and you'll be featured in the next vlog that we are putting out, which should actually be coming out today.
Yeah, when this ends, I'll publish it.
We were gifted from the amazing. Oh, here, do you need help?
No, I got it. I want to
from
do
the amazing Chris Mendez.
Chris's Choice.
From Chris's Choice. Oh wait, no. Everything should already be. Okay.
They can see it.
I can try. I'm trying to.
Wait, hold on.
I scared Navi away.
There.
Okay, here we go.
Tilt it up more. Sorry, you guys get to see our thing.
I did not retape this down. Why is it not?
Because it's secure. Sorry, you guys. But yeah, this is exciting for Wonder Woman 1984 to have post-credit scenes. Post-credit scenes are like some of the best parts. It's the best way to Navi. No.
What is she doing?
She did the scooting.
Oh, ew,
Navi. No. Navi, no. Sorry. Go ahead. It's on air. It's never gonna go away.
How did it get retaped?
I didn't touch it.
There we go.
The spider did it. Yay!
Oh, wait.
You gotta turn it on.
It's
wait, hold on. Okay. Sorry. This is a mess, y'all. All right.
I wanted to have it look brand new for the longest time. So I was kind of like, okay, once we're done playing with it, we've got to put it back in the box. And it was all nice and organized. And I forgot that I retaped it. But I love this thing. This thing is so cool. Ready? Here we go. Spider-Bot online. This is the coolest thing. Oh, okay, now you have to turn it off. Okay, now turn it back on. Okay, did it work?
It was paired and then you told me to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
It was already, I already did it.
I'm sorry. I'm a doofus.
Now we have to wait.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How long do we have to wait for it? Because
I think you have to admit, this thing
is one of the coolest, most little interactive little toys. And I cannot wait to take
It's not little, it's big.
This is a big boy. No, very true. But
Spider-Bot online.
There we go. And the fact I cannot wait to be able to take this to downtown Disney. There we go.
Oh wait.
And it's
got. I can't really see him back up a little bit.
Back him up. So you can see it's actually. I actually think you can fight with these things.
Oh wait, I know
that you can actually have two of these against each other.
Do they see that more?
Yeah, it kind of lights up a little bit better. Oh yeah, you can see like.
Should we try the?
Oh, listen, hold on. Can you put the shield up? I'm going to see if I can actually have it like reflect. Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. There we go.
Oh, that's cool.
On my arm. There we go. You can see the spider shield that goes up. You can put the shield up when you're battling and you can't take any damage.
Yeah.
And there's actually, you can show them where you have your life bar.
Which is this right here. So you can battle. So every 1 light equals 2 lives. So you get 10, you have 10 like lives or 10 hearts. And then this little symbol here, you can't really see it because our camera's weird. But you have 3 of regular blasters, which are just.
You can shoot them as much as you want.
They don't need to recharge, but these are deluxe blasters. And that one you only get 3, so use it wisely when you battle people. But this was this came from Chris Mendez, Chris's choice. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to us. Thank you. So I just didn't realize, and you guys will see the full unboxing in the vlog today. That's going to go up after this, but I didn't realize it was going to be this big. So when the box came, I was like, oh, this is kind of big. And I was like, okay, maybe there's just a lot of padding, or maybe they're like out of smaller boxes. So he had to put it in a big box, right?
Yeah.
So when we opened it, I was like, wait, what?
This thing is huge.
And then, so my favorite feature on it, aside from the fact that it crawls.
I'm sorry, I forgot that you were going to do that.
And, you know, and can turn and stuff like that. There's also if you're battling somebody and you go down to your last life, the spider bot will self-destruct. Or you can also self-destruct it if you want to by doing this.
Self-destruct in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it needs to be down, huh?
Oh, okay. The head pops off. Okay, come back here.
Oh my goodness. That's my favorite feature. We did it a few times and I just would crack up. So fun. All right, I'm turning the remote off to save batteries.
Okay, so you have to.
So thank you, Chris. You are amazing. Thank you.
If you guys get one of these, this is something that I had to figure out. So when you're playing with it and the top does pop off, you can't just
because of self-destruct.
You can't just put it back on. You actually have to turn it off, turn it back on, and then click it into place.
Click it back in place.
Spiderbot online.
So cool.
I can't wait to when we get to go to downtown Disney and feel safe. Go and battle, because I know Chris has one too. Battle Chris. Maybe if Adam has one. I know my friend Jason has one. We can all battle. I just would need to put little tiny sticker on its belly and on the inside of this on the cover, so we don't get our parts mixed up.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because everybody's now.
And after a few minutes, it does power down, all by itself. Sleep mode.
Goes to sleep.
But honestly, there is something that I do have to say, and that is that our first battle, I want it to be with Chris.
Yeah.
I want to meet Chris. I want to meet up with you.
Chris's choice.
When we're able to, when it's safe to meet up at Disneyland or downtown Disney, and I want the first battle to be with Chris.
That'll be awesome. He'll probably win.
So yeah, because he's probably had some experience with planes. He actually knows probably more people who have these.
Yes.
How cool would it be just to have like a 5 spider bot battle? And I think it would just be so much fun.
I'm gonna turn the light back on now.
So sorry.
I don't like hearing myself.
I know it's always weird to kind of hear yourself, but my earphones all of a sudden just died on me.
But
so,
yes.
There we go.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we named the spider Chris. So thanks for joining us and Spider Chris for today's live stream.
Spider Chris
does whatever Spider Chris does. He can crawl, shoot a blaster, self-destruct. I don't know the rest of the words. I haven't decided on what, but anyways, you guys,
thank you again so much. It was an awesome Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us, having us talk nerdy to you. And
okay, sorry, it's way too much. Way too much.
And we had a blast.
Chris says I'm so down for that.
Oh yeah.
I'll message you. That'll be fun, and I could put it on my IG live. People can watch our when we watch us lose.
Oh, and what is it? Jack, that would be really fun. Just have a huge, a 100 spider battle royale. And because you'll know when your spider's dead or has self-destruct, pop, The hit top.
Yeah, and that's why it's important to have like a little sticker.
Yeah.
On the inside. And then Adam says, also likewise, you guys need to face me in an actual lightsaber battle. Yeah, we didn't do it last time we met up with Adam, which was last year, like early last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was February. Wasn't it February when we saw Adam? Because that's when we went to.
I think.
When did you build the lightsaber?
Oh no, it was before we did
Galaxy's
Rise of the Resistance.
Thank you.
It was before that, so it must have been either in December of 2019 or in like January of 2020. It was like at the very beginning. Yeah, so we have to still do
last year
a lightsaber duel
because we didn't do it. We just posed and I took a picture and that was it. We didn't actually like battle because I feel like there's so many people walking around at Disney, you're going to accidentally whack somebody in the face. Well, we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the vlog up so you guys can see this guy in action. We tried to introduce Spider Chris to Navi. You guys will have to tune into the vlog to see what happens with that. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much. And again, thank you so much, Chris. We cannot thank you enough. We can't wait to meet up with you and do our own spider battle. And we will document it for sure. And with that, we will see you guys. Oh, it was during D23. That's right. October.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
October of 2018 then.
Wow.
Right?
No, 2019.
2019. Good God.
I know. It feels like
what is
so much
time?
I know. It feels like it's so much longer ago. Like it was like a different lifetime ago. It really does feel like that.
Really. And if you guys enjoy our live stream here, we will be back on Saturday with another live stream. We will be uploading daily vlogs for Vlogmas. On Friday, you can look forward to our Mandalorian spoiler reaction and review. And that's it, you guys. That is the end for this